Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I figure why not do this one. Tribute to an actor who I know. He was famous for appearing in Fest for Frankenstein. I remember reviewing that one. And he also remember this one being Blood for Dracula. Blood for Dracula, if I remember rightly, it come out 1 year after Fest for Frankenstein. The only difference is Festa Frankenstein, you had two edited versions. You had the standard version and you had the 3D version. Again, it had two different titles. It was just called Frankenstein and it was also called Fest for Frankenstein. And there's another difference is Blood for Dracula was not a video nasty, believe it or not. It was not classed as video nasty, where Fest for Frankenstein was. Sadly to say, the actor sadly passed away this year. And he was well known. He had a Canadian accent, so even though it was this after he did Fest for Frankenstein and Blood for Dracula, he always imitated a Canadian accent because he was very good at doing those sort of accents. So 1 year after Frankenstein or Fest for Frankenstein, if you want to call it, in 1974, he decided to do Blood for Dracula. And in other places, it's just called Dracula. And in all fairness, if you ever saw an original video cover of this, it's such a dead giveaway what's going to happen to him. It's a dead giveaway, which I don't want to spoil it. But if I do say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to spoil nearly at the end. This one I felt was quite different than the days of Christopher Lee, Bobby Bayok as Dracula and the other actors, because it's a different era and so on. And he should get that hammer feel, but to be honest, I think this actor really doesn't. It's quite funny because it bits where he feels like is he playing Frankenstein still, or is he playing Dracula? Because he still comes out with that funny accent, and you're thinking, are you now Frankenstein? Or are you playing fucking Dracula? Which one is it? Which one is it? But I love the opening. There's a bit where he's putting nice saddle on his hair and he's dyeing his hair because he's still a bit where his hair's J, and you got the idea he's making himself look longer. But there's only one fuck up in the film. People can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure I did this before on a review, and I'm fucking positive, I messaged this before. He's looking in the mirror, right? People can think, well, what are you on about? He's looking in the mirror. What's he supposed to do? Well, he's looking in the mirror. Let me get to that. And he's putting lipstick on. Not for me to judge. You know what I mean? And he's dyeing his hair black because he's got grey hair. But correct me if I'm right and wrong, but do vampires not show any perfection in a mirror? Do they not show perfections? Like, you look at the original Ben Bedostis Dracula. You look at my favourite vampire movie, Fight Night or Fight Night Part 2, the original ones. You look at Queens of Evil, look at some of the Dracula films before this. Vampires do not, excuse me from that one day, do not show any perfection. That is looking in the mirror. It's always had me curious, how the fuck can you put makeup on, do your hair, whatever you want to do in the mirror, yeah, look pretty, when you can't show any perfection? There's bits also where I'm positive it's walking in daylight. Now, people can connect me even right and wrong again with vampire films, but I mean, I grew up in the days of Christopher Lee and so on. Thanks because of Fight Night, it got me back into vampire films, but people can connect me from right and wrong, but just the sunlight, not melt a vampire. If I'm a vampire and I'm walking around and it's fucking sun shining, I'm positive I'll turn to fucking dust. I will be cremated. But it is what it is. I went with it. It's a film. So what happens is Dracula's got an assistant and he's going to this place where there's loads of women. He wants virgins so he can bite them and take the blood off them. This is the idea of Blood for Dracula. And there's bits in here I'm thinking there's a little bit of fishes here because one dude's saying, oh yeah, I'm a virgin, I'm this and I'm that. And next thing you know, he dives on her like a fucking sex maniac on it. He's going to bite the fucking neck like it's going out of fashion. With blood dripping down his chin. And I'm thinking maybe she's just boasting the boast. Maybe she's down a little bigger than what she is. Maybe she isn't. Maybe she's this and that. And he says, Are you a virgin? Yes. Next thing you know, fucking hell dives on her like fucking Sonic. But I went with it. It was a film again. There's bits in there where he's butt naked, on his chest, and he's biting women here and there, blood all over his face, all over his chin, and so on. And what happens is the assistant is helping him. It's funny enough, the same actor also appeared one day before, Best for Frankenstein. He was the one that played a young lad what worked for him, and his mate was the one that got turned into the monster. And remember right there, he got tied up at the end, and well, just got a movie through on Fest for Frankenstein. If it's still up, you get it. So it's the same actor again. So it's sort of like a family reunion. And like I say, he's turning women into vampires. He's got one woman what loves him and so on. And the lad what works for him, he turns on him. He fucking turns on him. He gets an axe. There's a bit where I'm going to spoil it. So word of warning. If there's any way you can see blood for Dracula, it's your chance because I'm going to spoil the ending. Unlike most Dracula films, where it's fast, it's sick, like the days of Christopher Lee, he'd either get fucking melted by the sun, stake through the heart, he turns into a fence fire. This death scene has to be the best out of all the death scenes. And again, if you ever saw the original video call for, it really is a dead giveaway because you do see him get killed in it. So there you go. I've tried to spoil it, but I did give you 5 warnings. But I'm not about the typical stake through the heart. The lad gets an axe, cuts his arm off, over the top blood squirting out everywhere, really laughable. Then he cuts his fucking leg off and he's hopping on one leg, begging. Then he cuts his other fucking leg off. No fucking about. I love it. Not the same, but positive he cuts his other arm off and all. And again, you got, really over the top blood. But when I was reviewing Soldier and Assassin, or maybe Kill Bill, with blood, really over the top, squirting out everywhere like a fountain. Lovely. Well, you got that over the top blood. Then he gets a stake. The bit you may see in the classic video, stakes the fucking in the heart, no fucking about. The girl who's his girlfriend, whatever, she's steaming like a fucking knob. And he says a line, he's not human, he's not this, he's a vampire. People think I'm overdoing it, that's exactly his acting. Even I'm not overdoing that. So the girl's steaming, she says that she is his and she belongs to him. And it's like, yeah, whatever. And she folds herself on the stake next to her old bear. Both of them, brown bread. Then he meets the woman who he likes, the young lad. He walks off. You got sloppy music at the end. End of movie. But like I say, the actor, sadly to say, I do know he passed away this year. May rest. I always liked him when he did Fest for Frankenstein, and I didn't like him when he does Blood for Dracula. And it's like I say, it does have that Hammer House sort of feel to it, but to me, I feel this Dracula was a lot better. I like Christopher Lee, but even Christopher Lee, if he was alive today, even he would admit that Dracula was not his favourite. Even though we did 7 Dracula films, he preferred it to be more based on the book version of Dracula. He always wanted it that way, but Hammer, they wanted to make their own version. Look it up and you see what I mean. That Christopher Lee was never a lover of Dracula. Even he admitted it wasn't his best role. I would repeat myself, even though he did 7 Dracula films. Ben Bedoster, you couldn't see him get staked because back in 1931, censorship was a lot stricter. In this, it doesn't fuck about. I do like his role in it. There's just bits in there though where I've got to admit, it does feel like, is he playing Frankenstein to do? If you've seen Frankenstein, you see this, you see what I mean. It feels like he's still playing Frankenstein. Mate, you're playing Dracula now. You're not Frankenstein now. But it is what it is. I had fun with it. It's a good film. I'll give it a 3-star rating. Because I do actually like the death scene in it. I think it was a lot more unique than what you see in any of the other Dracula films. Chanted to give him a lot more to do, like Christopher Lee. There's even better fucking lines. It's Hammer House and it got more balls there, and it went from bulk to stop to bulk. I said, I think a big word. Stop to bulk, meaning it went more blood first there. You had more naked women. You had a little bit more over the top blood, over the top door. Fuck the fucking censorship. That's what it felt like. And I actually like it for that. I dilute it. Made his actor rest. I know in the 80s he tried to imitate Dracula still or Frankenstein. He had that Canadian accent, and I love it. But I think he played a good role. May he rest in peace, this actor. May he rest. He really delivers a good role. He makes Dracula his own. It's the same as we did anymore after this. I'd love to see what's the next one going to be. Is it going to be Arms for the Mummy? Is it going to be another Hammer House? Is it going to be Fangs for a Werewolf? What would it have been? But we never to be. But I still think it was a good one. So again, 3-star rating. That's Blood for Dracula. If I remember rightly, I did find a copy of it HD on YouTube. If it's still up, I'd check it out. It's a good one. If you like Hammer House, you like vampire films, you like over the top blood and gore, you like beautiful women getting bit, then it's the film for you. But until then, be smart, be safe. See you later.